Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Welcome back to another match day. And this is going to be a super short stream. I mean, we're talking about half an hour max because I need to go to London. But I did say I'd do a stream, so I will do a stream. Of course, I'm going to do a stream. Big up to everyone that's watching. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get straight up to 20 likes on the video, 25 likes. And without further ado, let's dive into this. Now, obviously, yesterday we spoke about what's been happening at Chelsea, some of the transfer rumours we've got. Jamie Gittins is very high on Chelsea's list, according to Fabrizio Romano. We spoke about Liam Delap, Benjamin Sesko, Gorkarez, Isak as well, if Newcastle are open to the sale, and also the financials of the club at the moment. Now, when we look at this game, I can confidently say that I feel that this is going to be a bigger challenge than Tottenham. All right. And this is fighting talk that's come out from Thomas Frank. Look what he's come out and said. Chelsea are under pressure. I'm not trying to play any games here, but they need the Champions League spot. They need to win against us. It will be an even game that I am convinced we can win. And I'll be totally honest with you. Like, I'm looking at this reply from Mike. Chats a lot of shit for a shit manager. Almost forgot it's another Clear Lake audition for him tomorrow. I think that people honestly are brushing off what this guy is saying, because who was the last manager who really had a lot to say before the game? And then we ended up drawing against them. Does anyone remember before we played Crystal Palace? What did the Crystal Palace manager say? He said, we know what Chelsea's going to do. We know how they're going to set up. And we're very confident that we know how to deal with it. And they did. They did deal with it. And we drew that game. So, I mean, he's coming out, Thomas Frank, and saying Brentford are going to win this game. Me personally, I wouldn't go that far. I'd go more along the lines of, you know, a draw. I think a 1-1 draw makes a lot of sense. We've seen many draws from this result in the past. I don't know if you remember the game last season. I did a preview and I accidentally said that we lost the game because it felt like a loss. But yeah, I don't know why people are so confident in going into this game. We don't really have that much momentum. And even the Tottenham result, it was comfortable, but it wasn't comfortable at the same time. Do you know what I mean? I remember last season as well, the chants that I heard in the away end, it was absolutely, it was toxic as hell. I remember that. Look, we had the fuck off Maurizio chants in the away end. Was it the year before that you had the Bowley chants? Or was that the home game? I'm trying to think off the top of my head which one it was. It was something like that. But we had the Bowley chants as well. If I just go back to that game, I know very, very well.
But I mean, we could still have easily conceded a second goal.
Brentford scored. Yeah, look, this is last year. You get the Abramovich chance as well. So, yeah, basically, the long and the short is Last season, when we went to Brentford, things got toxic. Big up to Cesar, big up to Tribal Chief, Lieutenant Wolf as well. I hope you're doing well, mate. Big up to Tom as well, mate. Yeah, let's get a win. I'd love us to get a win. Can we get top 4? My honest opinion, Lieutenant Wolf, no. Can we get top 5? Yes. But am I confident we'll do it? Again, no. But this game can change that, because this is the game where I lack the confidence that I had against Tottenham. I was really confident that we could beat Spurs, and I don't feel as confident today. I think there's good reason for that. Spurs play in a way that, honestly, Chelsea would have loved to have had, a team coming forward, lots of spaces to operate in, poor defensive record. Now, I'm not saying that Brentford are the best team in the league, but they've got a lot more structure than we see at Tottenham. Big up to you as well, Daniel. It must be a win today. Brentford, their home form is very bad at the moment. We must win. I think we can win 3-1. I hope you're right, mate. I like the confidence. Well done. It's true about Roman coming back to Chelsea. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything realistic about that. We need Champions League if we're going to get Gorkarez. Yes, Christian, I will be at the game today. Yeah, I'm not saying this fixture makes me nervous, but I'm just not as confident. That's the long and the short of it. You see a win as well. Big up to you. Reckon we'll still be chanting Roman Abramovich in another 2 years' time. It depends how the results go ultimately. I mean, that's the reality. If you play good football, then the fans don't really say much. If the football's crap, then the fans will react, and there's nothing really to go there. Now, here we go. Let's just have a look at this poll as well, which was up to do with Wesley Fofana, who's now out for the rest of the season. Is that it for you now with Fofana? Yes, no, keep believing. Now, I'm going to press no, keep believing, but that doesn't mean I believe. It just means I wouldn't sell him. I don't think it's worth selling Fofana. Oh, wow. So 77.5% of the people that have taken part in this poll, 17,500 people, would like to sell Wesley Fofana. I think that's a slightly reactionary view. It's a little bit emotional. I don't blame the fans for thinking that. I mean, I've been a huge criticism of, I've criticised Wesley Fofana countless times, but I don't see how it benefits Chelsea to sell him, if I'm honest with you. Because if he's a good squad player who can make the difference in certain games, and we don't build this team around him, then I don't really see what the problem is having him here, because we're not going to make money off of selling him. His wages are high. He's going to be a difficult player to get rid of. I know he was linked with Marseille at one point, and he was looking at going there. But I don't see top clubs coming in for Wesley Fofana with his current injury track record. Just like I don't see top clubs coming for Sterling. I don't see top clubs coming for Ben Chilwell. And Kunku, we probably will get a top club that's interested. We already had that with Bayern Munich. But again, it's all about the price tag with these guys. We won't be making profit off of selling this player. So I just don't see how it's in the club's interest financially, and everything's financial. That's the God honest truth when it comes to Clear Lake. It doesn't make sense. So I'm saying don't sell him, but I'm certainly not telling you to keep believing. I'm definitely not saying that. What's the reactions here? Time to go. Alexis says you can't sell him no matter how much you want to try. It's not possible with a serious hit on the books. Yeah, that's what I've said, isn't it? Only you've got 40 million left in his book value. Plus he earns 200k and no one want to pay it, meaning we will have to settle the difference for the 4 years. It works out as a £50 million deal. And I think he said that very, very well. But yeah, so I agree with what Alexis has said there. He went with a hamstring surgery, which was originally recommended by the club doctors, and that information was dismissed. He decided not to go ahead with it, which makes this whole scenario even more strange, because we know that Wesley Fofana is a good player, but I've questioned his mentality, and I will question it again. He doesn't have loyalty to this team, and he doesn't seem to have common sense in terms of doing what is recommended by the professionals. Reece James did the same thing. Look where he ended up, constantly getting injured. Now, again, still gets injured anyway. Some players are just built like that. But I do think that we need to have a serious conversation about Wesley Fofana and where he's going in his Chelsea career. I personally give him another season, but that is under the assumption that we bring in other top centre-backs who can fulfill the role, and we won't be counting on Fofana to be our number one. You know, I want Colwell to step up. I want Badia Shield to step up, although Badia Shield's not as good as Fofana whatsoever. They don't really even play in the same position. I want Tosin to be a squad rotation option. We know Disassi's going to go. So Fofana, in my opinion, can fill in for Disassi in terms of that rotation option. He'll play if he has to, but we shouldn't be counting on him. And then you just got to spend some money and bring in some top players. Will we do that? Will we sign an established top player? Absolutely not. But we can all dream, people. We can all dream. So yeah, he's undergone a hamstring surgery, and he's expected to miss the Club World Cup in the summer as well as the rest of the season. This is all according to Ben Jacobs, who's had a lot to say about Chelsea in recent days. He's had a lot of stuff. The hamstring surgery was successful. He was assessed by specialists this week, and it was decided an operation was needed. And obviously, that's why it's going to be out for so long. So yeah, that's the situation there. Obviously, we know the financial situation that Chelsea are in, and you've got to be very careful when you look at the financials, guys. When we talk about these numbers, you have to appreciate it's not Chelsea, it's Blueco. All right. So when it says that Chelsea made 29.6 post-tax profit, Blueco lost over 400 million. Does that sound like a successful business model? Absolutely not. So, yeah, just be wary of that, guys. Be wary. He's made out of cotton wool. Yeah, it's true. Get it in early, Alex. Predicted lineup. Come on, then. Let's have the predicted lineup. I did do one of these yesterday, but I'm sure not all of you were here for that one. Okay. Well, in goal, I think, quite frankly, it's an obvious one. We've got to have Robert Sanchez in there. No Sanchez, no party, according to Maresca. That's the way he sees it, isn't it? So, yeah, Robert Sanchez is going to be in there. Let's get the lineup builder out. We're not playing a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. All right, Robert Sanchez in Palmer in goal. Sanchez in goal. Then we are going to go with, let me zoom out a little bit. All right, we're going to go Cucurella as the left back. Okay, there's nobody else to play, so I don't really see how anyone complains. I want to build on the last clean sheet we had. You keep the same pairing. Do not change a winning formula. Chalobah and Colwell and Cucurella must remain. Okay. The only change that I make is I put Reece James on the right instead of Malo Gusto, for the simple reason that we are playing Brentford, who will most likely be sitting in a low block. James can pick a pass. He can operate in those tight spaces better than Gusto. He can invert better than Gusto. And his crosses are better than Gusto. So just when you're looking to break down a team that's sitting back and defending, like, I don't think James is going to be overlapping much. So it will be interesting to see how Maresca approaches this situation. Obviously, as well, like I'm going to go with what I think we should do. All right, not what Maresca is going to do, but I think he probably will have that back four as well. It would surprise me a lot if we saw Tosin in there, or if we saw Badia Shield. Like, both of those players would surprise me. In the midfield, I'm going to have to stick with the best duo we have at the moment. Again, it's you're not struck with options because you've got Lavia out injured. So I've got Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez who are going to be in there together. And I'm going to have Palmer in the 10, as always. Okay, no surprises there. Now, then the debate is, who are we going to have on the left and the right? Because we know Jackson's going to start up front as well. The amount of problems he causes, he's brilliant. I'm a huge fan of Jackson. I know his finishing can be better. I'm just talking about his general playing style. I appreciate watching that guy. Oh, that's hot. Too hot for me. Almost burnt my lips there. Woo! So, last time we started, who was it? Neto and Tyreek George, and Jadon Sancho. I don't see that happening. From a fan's perspective, from my personal perspective, I don't see that happening. From a Chelsea perspective, it honestly wouldn't surprise me. Now, the other option is that maybe you put Madueke in on the right and you can have Neto on the left because Sancho hasn't been performing. So it wouldn't make any sense to start Sancho over Neto. But I'm going to go with the practical point of view that we are still going to just take our time a little bit with Madueke coming back from injury. We've rushed Palmer back. We've rushed Jackson back. We don't want to rush Madueke back as well. I can see an appearance off the bench coming. He'll certainly feature in this game. But for me, what I would like to see, if Madueke is not on there, I would personally like to see Tyreek George on the left. Okay. I would like to see Tyreek George on the left operating in that space. I think this is the game for him to prove himself. I think he has proven himself as a winning starter. I can't look at the player and pick many negatives, many things that I don't like, for the simple reason he hasn't had enough opportunities. But when he has had those opportunities, I think he has taken them. You know, I don't think there's much you can say about a player like Tyreek George coming into a system where, as a winger, you're isolated an awful lot of the time. And you're put in a very difficult situation where, unless you take players on, you are constantly passing backwards. There's not many options in the box. We struggle to score headers. I know Fernandes scored against Spurs, but you don't see enough of that from Palmer making those runs. You don't see wingers scoring from those positions. You don't see Jackson scoring from those positions enough. So one of the things that George will bring to this team is his ability to be direct and dribble and take players on. And then you'll get a little bit of energy and variety from there as well. Both of the players, obviously, we expect a good work rate defensively. We can't rely on Jadon Sancho. But then again, that's what I want. What do I actually think is going to happen? This. That wouldn't surprise me either. It really wouldn't surprise me if Jadon Sancho starts on the left-hand side against Brentford. Would it surprise you? I don't know. Right, let's see what we're saying. Big up to you as well. I hope you're doing well, mate. Big up to Jordan. Sterling to the MLS. Well, they have money, I guess. A club has taken Chilwell, though he's gone to Crystal Palace. You guys seriously don't think he still plays with us, do you? What? I'm guessing you mean that his heart is in Chelsea. I'm guessing that's what you mean. And Disasi has also been taken away from us. I mean, I wouldn't say taken away. I mean, you say that as if he's been stolen. We were quite happy to get rid of him and Ben Chilwell. So happy that I'm sure Ben Chilwell, we pay quite a large portion of his wage. Palace only pay about 50%. Poi said, I'll take a nice, boring 0-0 today. If we can, it's important not to get beat. Poi, that is not the mentality we're looking for, my friend. We are looking for a win. A W is what we are looking for. And fuck you now, man. Is this where we are right now? Look, I think we'll draw, but I don't want a draw. I want to win, people. Reece, that's the spirit. 3 points today. Nothing less. Where is the standards? As Mikel Arteta says, this is the fucking standard. We need to see more standards at Chelsea from the fan base. But I'm not talking about delusional standards here, like we're going to win the Premier League. But standards like we should be beating teams like Brentford when we are competing for top 4. And when you see Villa are gaining ground on us, and City are competing, and Newcastle are competing, and Forest are up there as well. Like, instead of thinking about who's behind us, I should be thinking about Nottingham Forest and catching them up. But I don't feel that way. I feel the opposite. I feel like, Jesus Christ, Can we hold on to 4th spot and not be 6th or 7th? That's not the way I want to think. Rory says Sanchez, James, Chalobah, Colwell, Cuckoo, Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, Noni, Neto, Jackson. So Madueke is the only change that you have. I personally wouldn't start Madueke. I'd start George, but I would be more than happy for Madueke to come on. I think that would be good. Yeah, Gusto in the Conference League. That makes sense. Caicedo is 1 yellow card away from a 2-match suspension. Who are you going to play in the midfield? In all honesty, I say take the suspension, man. Take it early because we need him for every other game. Can you imagine if the final game of the season we've got a big game and if we win it, we qualify for Europe, for Champions League, and if we lose it and then Caicedo's not available, I say just get it over and done with. Sacrifice yourself for a few games short term. Warsaw have a tough game today against Gornik, who are 1 point behind them in the league. It'll be interesting to see if they rest players ahead of Thursday. That will be interesting. I'm with you there. A stat from the Spurs game. The Spurs won 77% of aerial duels. That's shocking. Not surprising, though, as we don't seem to compete for high balls all over the pitch. Well, look at our front line. This is a great example. Sancho's not winning aerial duels. Palmer's not even jumping half the time. Jackson's not a massive aerial threat, although he'll win a lot of headers, but not necessarily doing much with them. And Neto's not winning a lot of duels, but he gets stuck in Neto. Fernandez is just short, and Caicedo, I can't criticize the guy. So the fact that we're not winning those duels is not a good thing. We need more than just tiki-taka to win, and even Guardiola knows that. Look at the way Man City have evolved under him. They're a much more physical team than they ever were 3-4 years ago. And that's because you have to be in the Premier League. You need to have it all. Todd, I will be going to the game. I will absolutely be going to the game, Todd. Yeah, you should stop watching my channel and start running the club there. All right? How about that? Taking a point against Brentford would be criminal. You're not wrong there, mate. That is criminal. You think we'll be in Europe next season? More likely next season? You mean Europa? Okay. We beat Brentford and we go 2 points behind Forest with us playing them the last game of the season. Third is possible up the Chelsea. Rory, I love your optimism, and I agree that it's possible. But do you agree that it's not realistic? Just because it's possible doesn't mean it can actually happen. It's possible that, I could go to the gym and bench press however much. But it's unrealistic. Probably won't happen. I'll probably end up injuring myself. And then I won't go to the gym for a while. That's the way I see it. Score prediction. I'm going to go 1-1. 1-1 for this game. Honestly, I just struggle to see a win. I struggle to see it. We were not comfortable enough against Tottenham. A really fucking poor Tottenham side. We were not comfortable enough, in my opinion. We didn't take enough control of that game. Look, we were in control. That's probably not the way to phrase it. But we didn't do enough with our control. Okay, a bit like against Arsenal. It was obviously much better on Thursday. Much, much better. I need to see us perform against a low block, though. Until we perform against low blocks, I have no reason to believe that we will start doing it now. We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet, Dylan. Don't. Oh, God, please. We need a win today, Alex. Am I going to the game? Yes, I will be there, Rachel. Big up to you. Palmer never goes for headers, but yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, he's quality, isn't he? It's not his game, is it? When you're that good, you can get away with it. We did win the game with a header, but we still don't win enough of them. So just because there's one doesn't mean that you ignore the other 99 that aren't successful. So I think we need to look at the bigger picture there. It's like when you look at a player like Nkunku, and if he'll score in a game, people will go, well, what else did he do? And the answer is not a lot. Just like Sancho, not a lot. And that is important because you want to contribute in other ways. We need players that help in different aspects of our game. No luck for us to qualify for the Champions League. Look at our last fixtures. Yeah, the reason there could potentially be a Champions League ban is because we overspent, and UEFA regulations do not allow us to balance the books by selling our women's team like the Premier League does. I personally don't think there'll be a ban, if I'm honest with you. Big up to you, Susan, as well. Let's be there for Chelsea, absolutely. Brentford won't do a low block today. They'll press high with Mbeumo and Wissa. They only low block when they don't have attackers. Okay, let me say this. They'll counter. I don't think they'll press high. I think they'll counter. I don't think it makes any sense for them to press high. They didn't press high in the away leg, the home game for us. They were sitting deep in that game. And I think they'll do something similar today. Their home form is poor. They have no reason to try and come out and play aggressive football in that sense. I don't see why they would do that. That would make it easier for us. If Brentford are going in this game to play fancy football, attacking football, then I don't see them getting a result. I see Brentford getting a result with a counter-attack and then sitting deep behind the ball, probably conceding a goal, but not two. And that's where the point comes from. 1-0 to Chelsea, says James. That's fair enough. Daniel says 2-1 Chelsea. Listen, I mean, I don't know. What do I think? 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. I'm going to stick to my score. I am going to stick to my score. Also, a little bit of a fun fact for you. Chelsea could lose 5 successive Premier League away matches for the first time since a similar run between October and December 2000. For the first time in 25 years, Chelsea could be losing 5 successive Premier League away matches. That was even pre-Abramovich. That was under Ken Bates. That was before I was born. My God. But we are unbeaten in 7 league and cup visits to Brentford since the 1-0 defeat in October 1938. We have to remember, though, this is visits to Brentford. Okay, we lost. We've lost a number of times against Brentford. We lost with Tuchel. We lost with Pochettino last season. We drew the away game, so Brentford had the upper hand on us last season. I would argue that they are a bogey team, but they play well at Stamford Bridge. But the thing is, we won the game this year at Stamford Bridge, so I've got that. There is that bit of pessimism in me, which thinks, we won, so it's only right that we go and lose this one now. Just the footballing gods looking down on us. But we'll see. Chelsea, if we believed in 2012, we can believe now, guys. The Gooners have been embarrassing. London in the Champions League. Time to take our place back. Big up to you, Chelsea. Thanks for the super chat. Listen, I mean, I believe in Chelsea. Of course I believe in Chelsea. I don't believe in Maresca. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm always happy to be proven wrong. And I hope we do it. I really hope we do it. Footballing gods, please look down on me today. Bring us 3 points. Amen. Alex, what are your thoughts on the new striker Delap? Will he make us challenge for the league? No, I don't think he'll make us challenge for the league, but I think he'll certainly help us cement ourselves as a top club. And I think it's a deal that I can get behind. Delap's numbers are really good, especially for a team like Ipswich. That just tells you that if you put him in a better team, create more chances, you would presume he's going to score more goals. So yeah, for that reason, thumbs up for me for Delap. I also like Jonathan David. I actually want us to go for both of those players. So we have 3 good strikers. Listen, guys, we've got over 100 of you in the building. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Let's get straight up to 100 likes on the live. Let me know how many likes we're on in the comments as well. Press the thumbs up. It helps the channel. It shows that you're enjoying the content and it encourages us to continue making it. Yeah, let me know what we're on, guys. $35. My goodness. Come on, people. Let's get it up. Let's get it up to 90. How about that? Let's make an exception. 90. 90 likes on the live, people. Smash that like button. Believe in Poch, but not Maresca. You are a funny individual, Alex. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Tell me what Maresca's done in his coaching career over the past 5 years, and maybe you can persuade me. I'll wait. As a manager, not as assistant as well. Let me make that clear. Okay. This is the history of our manager. Okay. He was assistant coach at Ascoli, an assistant in Sevilla, an assistant at West Ham, Man City. He went to Parma. And how many games did he last? He lasted 14 games as the manager of Parma. 14 games. And then he went to the richest team in the championship and managed to scrape first place with the best team by a long way. Not much of a CV, if I'm being totally honest, guys, for a elite club to be hiring a manager of that stature. So when people say I'm a funny individual, I'm just stating the facts. The guy has nothing for me to look at and say, oh, I should trust you. He's done fuck all. He's done nothing. Take away the year of experience he had at Leicester, my CV is probably similar to Maresca in terms of management because I've not done it and he's not done it. So I think it's funny that people want to compare a manager who has over 15 years of experience and a manager who has about 2 years experience. I think there's a lot to say about that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to the game. So big up to all of you. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate your time. I said I'd do a stream, so it's just a short one. And I will be going to the game. Stay tuned for the fan cams and the vlogs. And I will be back tomorrow for another stream in the evening. And listen, guys, enjoy.